Hello and welcome to Chapter 277 of the DC Alliance podcast. With me, as always, is Joe. Joe, how you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. Had a really hot day. I had to mow my grass. It was very hot out there, and to take a lot of breaks. It's
What time?
middle.
What time did you know? Did you do it?
Like 1 o'clock. So like
Oh,
right dead
yeah,
center.
that's rough. That's rough
Yeah,
time.
it's. I mean, because it's. I mean, I had a day off, so why not? I
Why not put
got the
yourself through some
kids
misery?
got the kids some food. What was that? Sorry.
Why not put yourself through some misery?
Well, I mean, it was either that or I wait until tomorrow, and I'm
There
like,
you
I don't
go.
really want to do it tomorrow. It'll be hotter tomorrow. So yeah, I did today, and it was nice. I took a lot of breaks, a lot of water breaks, so which was nice. But I also mowed it a little shorter so that I can have to, don't have to mow it as often, which is also very nice. Um, but no, other than that, I had a couple of recordings with some other friends today, which was kind of fun. Obviously, we got this today. We are so close to Superman. I'm so excited.
Yes.
So excited. I know I'm seeing it twice before we cover it next Friday. I got a Tuesday recording and I'm seeing it Thursday with Clay.
Yeah.
Clay and I are going to see it next Thursday. I know you're seeing it next
Next
Thursday.
Thursday.
And I know you're going to try to see it next Friday as well
That's
if you
gonna be tough.
can.
That's
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
be
yeah.
tough.
I know. I
Yeah.
know. Like I said, I know you're going to try, but no. Other than that, like just kind of taking a like nice relaxing weekend. I just finally hooked up my Switch 2.
Oh, nice.
Tried to get that uploaded. Had a hell of a time trying to transfer my
Old
system
Switch.
over.
Yeah.
Couldn't do it, so I'm just like, screw it. I'll just whatever. I'll just log into this one, and
Start new.
then I logged in, and it's like, well, we see that you're logged into this other one. If you want to actually use the code, you need to go over to your other one, and you have to like access the virtual card or something to be able to transfer. I'm like, what do you mean? Like this, just let me play the damn game.
Oh no, I'm gonna note this in the back of my mind for when we get the Switch in Christmas. That what?
I don't know why it wouldn't let me transfer the system over like so easily. I don't know why. It was so annoying, and now I'm afraid if I erase the like
Old
be,
system, you
because
won't have it there.
now that I put the because it was the card that came
Yeah.
with the system. Now if I reset it, I can't transfer the system over now because I put the card on there.
Okay.
Um, once you log in, I have to factory reset it to then transfer it over. But since I have um took the card now, and maybe because it's tied to my account, maybe I can re-download it. I
You
don't
might be
know,
able to. I think so.
but I don't know, man. Like
Just
Nintendo's usually good about that, but for whatever reason, I could not transfer my old system, like the system transfer from the first Switch to Switch 2, and I just like I gave up after trying. It's like, oh well, you do this on this system, and then you do it on this system. Make sure they're close together, and like they were literally touching. Like you know how you
I
had
wish you
like
could have seen
dolls,
this. I wish you
and
could
the
have seen this.
kids were
Yeah.
like whatever, like they were like touching each other, and I had them connected to the AC adapters, and like nothing was working, and I didn't know what was going on.
Damn Nintendo.
So I'm just like, screw it, whatever. Now it was downloading. It should be done. The game should be from the looks of it. I think it's done downloading now.
Oh,
So
nice.
when we're done here, I'll finally be able to start playing Mario World, Super Mario Kart World, and finally have some fun with that.
I'm still pretty
It's
jealous.
only a month later, but after it came out. But hey, June was a hell of a month for me, and I was very busy. But hey, how are you? Sorry, 4 minutes of me rambling.
About Nintendo Switch 2, which is
How
very
are
helpful
you
for
doing?
me. That's still very helpful for me because we're getting it, so I'll know the problem when I have that potentially arise. I'm okay, Joe. I've been better. Happy July 4th to all our American listeners. Um, I
Happy fourth, Beetle.
we went out for the Canada Day trip today, and lads, on the way out, we had a accident. A 80-plus-year-old man turned left onto the Trans Canada Highway, and we almost stopped in time. It was like this much, and we hit him. So everyone was okay. Thankfully, we got there eventually. We were stuck out there till Wednesday because we couldn't get a rental. So
Yeah.
we got back in yesterday. The only plus is that our house is closing 2 weeks from today. So we'll get in there in 2 weeks from today. So that'll be nice. We'll be able to move the rest of the stuff all weekend and then be all settled away by the time the end of the weekend gets here.
Yeah, you sent me a picture of your car, and I'm like, ooh, that's.
Everything was taken off and all that had damages. So
Yeah, I'm
yeah,
pretty sure you could have drove that. It's fine.
well, we did drive it back to. It was like 40 kilometers from the town where her parents live. So there's no gas stations, no anything. So we're just
Oh shit!
so literally the place he turned out of was listeners, you can't see this, but this is air quotes because we live on an island of what 500,000 people. So it was a water amusement park. I'm using air quotes here because it was just one water slide and a couple bumper boats and stuff. It's not really. So they turned out of there. That's the only spot off the highway. So there was no gas station. There was like a local restaurant, like
Oh
a
man.
restaurant there. That was it. So we had to drive the rest of the 40 kilometers back there with the emergency lights on. So it was okay. I managed, but yeah, it was
Still though,
just a wild turn of events. Now we have this rental for probably a month. So our car is getting worked on out in Allison's parents' town. So we'll have to go back there at some point to get that on top of the moving stuff. But like you said,
yeah.
Superman is just around the corner, and I'm super hyped for it. We're going next week. I can't wait to watch it and also review it because we reviewed some films that didn't matter by the time we watched them because of that whole DCU announcement. So I'm glad that this is a new chapter, and we really enjoyed Creature Commandos. So I'm super excited for this. And then we got Peacemaker the following month.
Yeah, August.
In August.
Yeah.
So August 21st, I think. So yeah, this is going to
Sounds
be
about right.
a fun time. Well, bit of a turnaround for us. For Peacemaker comes out on Thursdays, and we'll have to watch it by Fridays, I think, or comes out Fridays, and we'll have to watch it by the show, one of the two.
While you're picking that out, I will check.
You check while I do the network plugs, because let's get this over with. We are part of the Geek Ultimate Alliance with 6 shows in total. On
Yes,
Mondays,
Thursdays, and we have to watch a Thursday night and to a Friday. Sorry,
I figured that. You're part of Geek Ultimate Alliance with 6 shows in total. On Mondays, bi-weekly is Ranger Alliance. On Tuesdays is the Walk Through the Multiverse. On Wednesdays is the Animation Nation, which was missed this week because of said accident and not being able to record. I was stuck out there. The plan was to come in on Tuesday. We're going to record Tuesday night, the episode for Rick and Morty. So you'll get a double dose of that next week. On Thursdays is Star Wars Alliance. On Fridays is Marvel Alliance. And on Saturdays is DC Alliance. Star Wars Alliance goes live on the Geekverse YouTube channel Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Marvel Alliance goes live Thursdays at 9:10 p.m. Eastern Time. And DC Alliance goes live Fridays at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. All three of those shows also have their own podcast feed. Search DC Alliance, Marvel Alliance, or Star Wars Alliance. If you just want DC content, Marvel content, or Star Wars content only, if you want all 6 shows on the G-Way Podcast Network, stay subscribed to the G-Way on your podcast app of choice. We also have a Patreon, 2 tiers, a $1 tier and a $5 tier. The $1 tier is basically a tip jar, like we're doing. You want to help us out any way you can. And the $5 tier is where you get your extras. You get your ad-free episodes, early access episodes, and Patreon exclusive episodes. Myself and Joe are going through all the DC films through the years. Our most recent entry, Jonah Hex, was posted last week, I think. And you're getting a double dose because we're going to record this weekend Man of Steel to get that out for Superman week. So
yes, sir.
We'll have that out for the patrons. Then we also have the Marvel Alliance guys doing their Baxter broadcast right now, going over the Fantastic Four films, which again is a little bit more somber note considering the news
Yeah.
of Victor Von Doom passing away, which one probably was thinking he might even show up in those Avengers films, but nobody. I think it was a private thing that he kept at what he was battling, and it's just sad that he went pretty young. He was also in Nip and Tuck, I think. I didn't watch that show, but
yeah, Nip Tuck, Charmed. I knew him from Charmed first.
yeah,
Saw him in Nip Tuck. Obviously saw him. Julian McMahon.
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 McMahon. Yeah.
Saw him in Nip Tuck. Obviously watched him in Fantastic Four,
Yeah.
2005, 2007,
He was
8,
he
whatever.
was the Doctor Doom for.
He was a
most
good.
people.
I mean, I enjoyed him as Doom.
Yeah. He was really well, like really.
Yeah.
Bad.
Didn't know he had cancer. Again, obviously private, trying to battle that. That it really sucks that he passed away. 56, man. That's a really young age.
Yeah,
like,
it's tough.
Yeah, dude. Like, great actor, great, sad to see him go.
Mhm.
But yes, like I think Chris just said I just listened to last week's,
Yeah,
so I haven't listened to last night's
last
yet.
night, so I have them either.
Um,
Yeah.
so I think I believe their episode talking about 2005 is going to be going up on Patreon, I think next week.
Yes, David mentioned that they already spoke about him in the recording a few days ago. So yeah,
Yeah.
it will go up. It usually goes up the last Monday of the month, maybe.
No, because I think they're trying to get all of them out before
Fantastic Four,
Fantastic,
yeah,
the
that
new
makes
one.
sense. That
So
makes
I
sense.
think they like spread them out, like have like a week or two in between.
Yeah.
So I think I could be wrong. I could be
Yeah.
completely wrong. I don't know. But yeah, but they just watched the 2005. So
Yeah. So, and they also have a couple of things on the backlog for the patrons. Their Infinity Saga rewatch, and their Tales from the House of X. And we have Joe's Multiverse Minutes. We're on the 1st and 15th of every month. He's doing his Disney deep dives. He reviews a Disney film, not just reviews it, gives you fun behind the scenes facts, tidbits, all that sort of thing. Joe, what's up on the 15th of the first? What came out on the first? Because it's the fourth.
yeah, just put out the Great Mouse Detective, my
Okay.
episode covering that. Really enjoyed that one. I forgot how much I enjoyed that one. And then coming up next will be my first, what I'm saying, Disney adjacent,
Mhm.
because it falls under the Disney umbrella, but it wasn't actually put out by Walt Disney Pictures themselves.
Okay.
I'm going to be talking about the Brave Little Toaster, or the
Okay. I remember that
Brave
one.
Little Toaster. Yeah,
Brave Little Toaster.
yeah. So I don't think it's one I've ever seen. I could be wrong, but it also
I
came out
remember
in
that one.
'87, so I don't remember.
Birthday year.
Yeah,
So we think everyone that's a patron, if you're not a patron, if you take a quick 30, 60 second rate and review the podcast on your podcast app of choice, it's always greatly appreciated. It helps other people find the show, and that's always a good thing. Okay. So it's been a little while, Joe. We got some Superman stuff to talk about here because the film is coming out, next week. So I just want to just bounce some things off you. Like, what are you expecting in this film now going in? Uh, what do you think in terms of like, are you going to enjoy it? Do you think it's going to be a standing Superman film? I have not seen any reviews. I've managed to stay there, and I'm starting to avoid clips now because every second time I refresh my YouTube is a new Superman clip, like a 30-second clip from something in the movie, and I'm like, I'll end up watching the whole movie if this keeps happening. So literally every
yeah.
time, like it constant. So I had to go into YouTube settings and block Superman from showing up. So
I haven't watched any, to my knowledge. I haven't willingly watched clips. Like I think I've seen like a snippet here or there, but it's stuff we've already seen
yeah,
in a trailer or in
once that
something that's
happened to
already
me
been released.
today, and it was a joke, and I had no time for the joke, and I was like,
Oh,
oh no, if this is like, I got a little worried. It was uh, like garage door slowly opening up, like ridiculously slow. And the person
okay.
looked at the other person was like, you can afford such and such, but you can't afford a fast garage door. And I'm like, no, this is not a joke. I know I have I didn't like the joke at all. I was like, no, oh. Anyway, there are going to be misses. There will be misses in every movie for me. But yeah, I'm like, okay, so that's when I went into Blackers. I was like, I will not see anything else. Like we've done every internet. We did one international trailer for the listeners. No more trailers. The movie's out next week.
We are what 7 days away.
Yeah,
I mean, technically, I'm 1, 2, 3, like 5 days away.
you're
4 days
5
away.
days away.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that Tuesday
I would
night.
imagine.
Yeah, no. So what am I expecting? I mean, from what we've seen from the trailers, I'm definitely expecting a obviously we're gonna get the story of Superman, Lois, their meeting. Well, maybe not their meeting, but their obviously their relationship. Lois knows he's Superman. Let's see here. I mean, so the obvious thing. Okay, so here's what we know. We know we know Lois knows his secret. We know Lex is gonna find his way to
Fortress.
the fortress. We
Yeah.
know that we're gonna have a kaiju.
Yeah.
I'm
Pocket
assu-
universes.
We got pocket universes. I'm assuming that kaiju is in probably somewhere in Europe, probably somewhere in Asia, right? Like,
I'm not sure. I think it could be in Metropolis. I think it could be a
think so?
Lex thing. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So, because that's what I think. The whole thing of why Lois is interviewing Clark Superman
Yeah.
is because he went over to
Yeah. Oh, for
Europe
that event. Yeah.
for the kaiju.
I don't think it was
left
for the
America.
kaiju. I think it was for when you're putting up the Superman flag. I think the war is why he went over there.
Oh, okay.
And then I think kaiju is just another reason. And the Lex would be like, just look at all the property damage that like he caused just from stopping this. Like he doesn't really think about his actions. Like I think this is just a whole disinformation campaign from Lex to turn the like public against Superman.
So I really hope. Thank you for bringing that up. I really hope we see a scene because of what happened with Avengers, with Man of Steel and BVS. We see a scene where he does like see the civilians and he rushes, grabs them, puts them away, like gets them away, and then continues the fight. Like he clocks the the collateral damage of people and moves them out of the area first.
That is a thing. I did read one thing where he saves even a squirrel from
like I want that to happen. I want to see that.
You know what's frustrating though? I do remember when like they got so mad at Man of Steel that they actually had like the news broadcast going as the fight was happening with Doomsday, pointing out that there was literally nobody on Stryker's Island where they were fighting.
Did that because people were bitching about it.
Yeah.
Because of the fallout of
Man of Steel.
Well, Man of Steel, yes, but it happened to Man of Steel, and then when Avengers happened, and you saw the Avengers protecting people.
Yeah.
And I gotta use the air quotes protecting because there was definitely a lot of it where they weren't protecting people.
Well, those buildings, a couple times when they took down those giant Chitauri like warships, those warships
they were getting smashed left and right. You know they weren't empty, but that's what I'm saying. Like there were times where you saw a couple of the heroes saving people, and that's great. But that perfect example where a giant Chitauri ship smashed the building and they crushed everybody. But Superman didn't save people, and that's his thing. That's a problem. So we're gonna bastardize a whole movie because he didn't save or whatever. Anyway, sorry.
But yeah, I'm super excited for this, Joe. I think it is going to be a very, very well written film, and I do think that it's going to be like the action's going to be great. Gunn impressed me with Peacemaker, just in terms of the fight choreography. I think he can figure out the VFX. My worry is that it doesn't look as good. Like the action doesn't look as good as Man of Steel. Like that was a hindrance for me with Flash because you're in that world. This is Superman. Now I'll judge this accordingly. I'm pretty sure from everything I've seen, I'll be fine with the action in this completely.
Once it's on the big screen and I'm sitting there watching it, I think I'll be
like the only time I've ever had that happen to me is in the Flash, where I was watching a film a couple times being like, am I in the real world here where other people are going, like other people are watching this too and they're not looking at this and being like, how is this the finished product? Like a couple times. Do you think it'll be better or worse than Man of Steel? I think it'll be better, but that's me being optimistic because I really love Man of Steel. Like, I mean, I guess I'm in more of the minority than majority of loving that film. There's people that say I love 2/3 of it and stuff. I really enjoyed the whole film. I thought, but again, I'm a hopeful person, so I do think it'll be better than Man of Steel. I think it'll be critically received better than Man of Steel. I can say that certainly.
I would like to think it will be. I would like to say it will be better, but the problem is I don't want to compare.
Yeah,
like I don't want to compare each. Like I don't want to compare Henry Cavill to David Cornsweet. You know,
no,
because they're each of them are the Superman for a different era. You know, they're like
with
Henry Cavill,
Tyler Hoechlin are sprinkled in there. And
they're both. All of them are the Superman for a certain period of time. You know,
Yeah.
And this one, this is a Superman that while Henry, his Superman that we got was a little more down to earth. He was a little more real for what you're like. He was a god on Earth, and that's how Zack Snyder directed him. You know, what would you do in this world when a god is literally raised by humans? This one, David Cornsweet, right?
Corn sweat.
Corn Sweat. Okay.
Yeah.
Whoops. I need to go correct that with Emily. I said it wrong to her the
I
other day.
let you go. I was a terrible partner there. I just
That's
was
all
like,
good.
okay.
I appreciate you. So I had to ask. Corn Sweat. With this one, it definitely seems like he wants to do the right thing. He was raised that no matter what, it doesn't matter if I'm going to be in trouble. What matters is that I'm doing the right thing. It like if this is going to put me in a bad light, I don't care. It's the right thing to do.
That's one thing I got from his interview preview clip we saw with Lois in the trailer.
And that's one thing I'm literally looking forward to. So will it be better or worse? I think it's going to be a better interpretation. I think it's going to be I think the interpretation is going to be what people want.
Yeah.
Like this is probably going to be the closest interpretation to the Christopher Reeves that we have gotten in a long time. I mean, Tyler Hoechlin was definitely a really close one.
But also, I've seen more action in the trailers, like actual physical Superman action, than I did in the entire Superman Returns, which was going for the exact same aesthetic of Superman 78. So,
I mean, all the action we got in the Superman Returns trailer was all the action we had in the movie.
But he's thrown more punches. Like he literally threw never fought. Like they have people against him. They have Ultraman. They have that guy from Bavaria. Like they have actual people to go up against him rather than a giant piece of land. To throw away. You know what I mean? So again, there were elements of Superman Returns. If you asked me going into it, I think it would be really, really great. James Gunn throws subtle jab out of Batman v Superman. Again, I don't know. I've never seen that yet. So I'm excited for it. We loved the Snyder films, but we're super excited for this too. And I think that's why most Superman fans are. Even if they were enjoyed Man of Steel, I think they're super excited now. Like we always say, it's just like comic books. Somebody else picked up the comic and ready to write some new stories. So we're excited for that.
I mean, and the same thing that we both have said for some time now. Go in with your own opinion. Don't take our opinions. Don't take anybody else's opinion. You go in forming your own opinion on what you think this movie's going to be. Watch the trailers, watch TV spots. I mean, don't watch too many so it doesn't spoil you, but go in thinking what you're thinking, and don't let anybody influence what you're going to think.
Also, don't go in looking to hate the movie.
There's that too. Like if
go in with a positive mindset, and you'll definitely have a good time. I'm pretty confident of that. So, Joe, let's take an ad break before we jump into just a little bit about the characters. Listeners, we're on Ad Support Network. We don't pick the ads. I'm going to do a quick 3 count to adjust your volume, and we'll be right back in 3, 2, 1. And we're back just in time. Joe is back.
I forgot to bring this over, and I bought this the other day.
Oh, nice.
Go wear this to the movie. I mean, I know it doesn't really work with my stuff on my
headphones. Yeah. Still, the cinema is there. So James Gunn taking inspiration from I love Superman the animated series. That whole Superman from him, and you're talking about depowered, because I saw some things with Superman saying James Gunn saying he didn't want Superman to be powerful. The Superman in Superman the animated series and Justice League could not be less powered than some of the comic counterparts. Like this guy is the punching bag, especially in Justice League, the first season. He gets hit with a giant cannon of something or an energy blast all the time to make sure the other people can get some shine before Superman comes back in. It's comical how much that happens. So, I'm still really excited.
All I remember from Justice League and Justice League Unlimited is the very end when Superman's just like, you know what? And he's talking to Darkseid. Like, you know what? I've always had to hold back, but with you, I don't have to, and just unleashes.
Yeah, it's
Love
again,
that.
I love it too, Joe. So jumping back into the Superman film for a second, my thing is Lex. Do you think he'll be like in jail by the end of this, or go into hiding, or be set up to actually become president, or like how do
I
you think we're gonna
so
like?
I
'Cause
definitely think
he
if
won't
it's
be
going to be a
killed. He won't be
no,
killed.
no,
So
I think it's going to be the classic Lex where he will. I'm not going to say weasel, but he'll definitely be able to get out of everything. Like he always has a backup plan upon a backup plan upon a backup plan. Like everything, nothing will lead back to him.
yeah,
Everything will be um like a scapegoat. So
yeah.
it'll always go somewhere else. But he is the mastermind, but it leads to other people and not him.
I
Nothing
feel
will
like
lead directly back
I
to
feel
him.
like Lois might Lois's plot might be our story might be the one of uncovering the stuff that leads to him. That's
Maybe.
usually how it goes if you're going by Superman the animated series inspiration. If they are because Clark's writing articles about himself. So
Yeah.
yeah, which again I can't fault him for it. That's not a bad way to get ahead there when you're
Well, that's
when
also. I
you're the
mean, he did
Superman.
that back in the comics too, though. Wrote
And,
stories about himself.
and again, how long do you think we see people like the Justice Gang? How long do we see them in this film? Like, I don't think it's going to be that long. Like all of 10 minutes maximum. Probably not even that.
Let's see. How long? The movie is 2 hours and 9 minutes. Was that how long it was?
Yeah, I think so.
Uh,
And
I'm gonna say 20 minutes.
yeah, like I said, he said Batman, Wonder Woman, Superman are going to reunite, but not in the next movie.
Oh yeah. That's. I
I
definitely
saw
think
that.
that'll be like what 4 movies from now.
I can see it being, like I said, it'll probably be smart. And you're talking Yark about uh, the Just Superman the animated series. If you're in that kind of universe, I would think that a great way to introduce the Justice League would be taking a lot of P's and Q's from the first 3 episodes of Justice League, the anime series, where you don't have to have all 6 characters being introduced. You can go through, but there's several that appeared in Superman, so you can have several that appeared in the world, but you can have a couple that never appeared, and they can show up in the Justice League film, and you don't have to have a giant big bad. You can just have like an alien threat that isn't like a dark side or anything, but you can just save the build to that. Like you
Speaking
don't have
of, I
to.
think I saw a rumor that Martian Manhunter might be in this one.
He could very well be. I wouldn't be shocked, to be honest with you, and
Be
it would set
cool.
up more like Justice League, the anime
That's what I'm
series
saying.
too,
Like
because
that
he
would
was
be
a
that would help push that
narrative a little bit more.
down the road down along. Yeah, I can see wait, what were we talking about?
We were talking about Batman, Wonder Woman, and
Oh no,
Superman,
yeah, no, we're
and
talking about Justice League,
yeah,
Justice Gang. Yeah, 20 minutes. I think 20 minutes max. Because I definitely think the fighting scene will be a fairly quick scene, but then you're gonna have them um you know going and talking to him in the building. I think the gang itself, like the full gang, will only be 20 minutes. I do think we will see um, a lot of them dispersed out.
break. Yeah,
Like
yeah. I can see Mister
Metamorpho
Terrific.
will
I can see
be,
Mister Terrific working with Lois because we
yeah.
saw her
We
driving his
saw her in the
ship.
T ship,
Yeah,
and him. So we'll see him probably a lot, and I think we'll see Metamorpho throughout as well. But like Green Lantern and Hawk Girl, I think they're going to be in there for a little bit and then gone. We'll see Maxwell Lord for a little bit, then gone. Probably like we'll see them be like, "Hey, we got to go. We have to go interview a guy."
yeah. I'm
You
really
know,
curious how long we'll see the Daily Planet staff, for example. Like, is it going to be super long? Like, is it not?
I
It's
could
just going to be one scene. Like,
I
I'm
could see
very
that
interested.
being interspersed throughout, like
And I
him coming and
wonder,
going to the Daily Planet.
I wonder if like less is more. I'm very interested to see how this movie's laid out. I can't wait. Like, I've managed to not know anything other than like what I think might happen. It's just like it wasn't like the BVS trailer for me where it's like, oh no, okay, they're going to be adversaries for 2 acts, and then thanks for showing me Doomsday and saying
Yeah,
if man won't do it, God will, or the devil will himself, and then
yeah. I'm definitely
shows me
happy that we
that. I'm like,
haven't been shown another trailer that's giving it away. What's
yeah.
happening? Thank
So
you.
yeah, I can't wait. I'm super excited, and yeah, I do think the Justice Gang will be in it for a bit. I can see, like I said, Mister Terrific going off, and also I can see Guy Gardner being like a thorn in Superman's side a bit more than the other ones. So
I just can't wait for a guy to show up in like a Batman movie, like Brave and the Bold, and Batman to punch him in the face.
and again, your Martian Manhunter cameo, I haven't seen that. That makes me very excited because again,
I literally saw it today somewhere, and I'm like, "Ooh, that'd be kind of fun."
and I wonder like the thing that like I saw here is in our notes, the Hall of Justice is there, and it actually says Hall of Justice on it. So I wonder if like by the end of the film, this is it, and they're going to start recruiting for that, or I'm very interested to see how they because something's going to happen to like potentially like say like maybe we need to get a League of Heroes or something that isn't funded by Maxwell Lord.
But that, I mean, yes, I can see that happening. But considering that we know Gardner and Hawkgirl are still under working with Max by the time Peacemaker comes around,
we don't know if Peacemaker is pre or post Superman, do we?
That is, you are correct.
Yeah. So
we also don't know if that is in this world or if it's in the other one, and when he comes into this world. So yeah,
he said that there will be they're doing a Peacemaker podcast. James Gunn said in an interview, and everything canon. They'll tell you what's canon in that podcast too. And I'm like, that's a little bit too much.
So like post, like they did with Last of Us, like post.
Yeah,
show?
because someone asked, did David Cornswet get shot by Bloodsport with the Kryptonite bullet? And he was like, have we said that? He was like, have we said that yet? And they're like, no. He's like, well, it's not canon yet. Whatever we say is canon that happened in previous world.
That is the only bad thing about all of this is, and I do feel bad for Gunn with all that because he has to.
But that's why I don't feel as bad. I would if it was like Peter Safran or Zaslav saying, no, you can't get rid of this because it was made too much money. You got to keep this. He's choosing to keep the characters that he created for the DCU in the DCU. That's his choice. So he's making it muddled because of that. That's what I would be right there with you being like, this sucks for him. Like, it's hard to write it, but he chose like to make it this way instead of being like, I can still use you, John Cena. You can be such and such character instead in the DCU. I can still use you.
That's fair. You're fair.
That's fair. That's what.
But at the same time, though, again, it's a multiverse.
Yeah.
Like Bloodsport could have shot Henry Cavill in that multiverse in that verse. And he could shot David Cornswet.
Or he could, leading up. He could. Maybe you eventually have a Justice League versus Suicide Squad. I know we haven't ever heard that. We haven't seen that. There's been like Justice League versus Legion of Doom stuff too, but I do think you could do the Justice League versus Suicide Squad as well.
Yeah. Dude, I was at a convention over the weekend, and I was listening to these guys who had played the game, the beta version of the game, before it came out, and they were like, "Man, this game is rocks. This game is amazing." And then when the company released it and they changed it, and everybody was like, "Man, this game sucks." And the company was like, they had that signed an NDA. They were talking about that, and they were like, "Hey, you guys need to talk about this game and say some good stuff about it." And it's like, yeah, we can't because the stuff we were saying is. That's not this game anymore. You guys fucked it up.
You changed it.
Like, oh man, that felt bad. Like I would have loved to have played the game before.
And again, the final question, I guess, is there any Batman hints in this film, you think, or Gotham City?
I can see a Gotham City hint.
Yeah.
I don't know if we'll get a full on Batman hint though.
We could get a name mention of Bruce Wayne, like in a joke.
I can see a Bruce Wayne hint. I mean, because you could definitely get the Wayne name drop. Yeah. You can get the Gotham City name drop. Like those are simple enough. You definitely don't want to get a picture. Like
no, you didn't want to do a Creature Commando thing where you like, this is what our Batman looks like, and it's not really your Batman. And you're like, James was like, well, it might not look like that. Like, well, we'll see. Like, oh god.
Whoops.
So yeah, I do. I'm excited though, Joe. I can't wait. Let's get into this.
Go. Oh yeah.
News article I have here from Nexus Point News. It's exclusive, a deep dive into DC Studios' international TV projects. So I'll run through this. It's not a super long one. As announced by DC Studios co-CEO and co-chairman James Gunn, DC Studios is developing projects set in Korea, Japan, and Brazil. In an interview with the Times, sources tell Nexus Point News these projects have been developed in development since the DCU's conception, as reported by DCU Leaks in July 2023. A Huntress project was in development for the DCU. The project will be mostly in Korean and will feature Helena Bertinelli, depicted as half Korean, half Italian. It was later reported by DCU Leaks that June Bung-gil was attached to write and direct the series, the person behind Villainous. And then the intention for Pam Clementine, the one that who does he portray? Mantis, I think.
Yep, she's Mantis.
The character within DCU of Helena. This has never been formally confirmed due to no deal being set in place at the moment. It's currently unknown whether or not a deal has been made for her to officially portray Huntress. But if there was a possibility the character can appear in prior projects to Huntress, since the project announcement, fans have heavily speculated that this would indeed be her role in the DCU, and begun to speculate whether she would debut in season 2 of Peacemaker due to her being present on set as part of a set visit with Gunn. Ooh.
I mean,
I like that. So, sources tell Nexus Point News the core elements that make up Huntress will be present in the several other projects being developed as part of DC Studios' international slate. These elements include an international setting, the series being written and spoken in that country's respective language, and a cast composed of actors from that respective country. The most important element of these projects will be development. It will be developed by creatives from these respective countries, with most of these projects already having creatives attached. Although characters will be speaking their native language in these projects, they are also canon to the DCU and are expected to cross over in other projects that are spoken in English. Another thing to note is that these projects are only TV projects at the moment. Sources also tell Nexus Point News that some will be animated. Most projects will adapt characters whose origins are already included for them originating from their respective countries, but similar to Huntress, origins will be changed for certain characters to fit the narrative of the story.
I'm down.
Yeah,
I mean,
I love this idea.
Pretty cool.
I love this idea. I think this is pretty cool. Wasn't Shogun one that they did this with for FX? I feel like I haven't watched the show, but
oh yeah, it was on FX. I know Emily, my girlfriend, started watching it, but it was one of those shows where she had to pay attention, and because she was watching it when she was making costumes for her burlesque, but she had to actually pay attention, and so she stopped because she was making costumes for her burlesque, so she couldn't pay attention. But I know she said that the first episode was amazing. So yeah, I think that was something similar.
Well, it says here the 10-episode limited series features an acclaimed Japanese cast, and unprecedented for an American production, and then it got all producers that are Japanese too.
Yeah,
so
that's awesome.
Yeah, I like this kind of idea, and you're doing Helena Bertinelli. It can be very cheap, like, you know what I mean. Like it doesn't have to be the CGI spectacle.
No,
it's like very Arrow type, like gritty. And obviously not B Arrow, but you know what I mean? It's not that expensive. So, again, that's money for DC right now. I do like this. And I wonder what the other international projects will be from Brazil and what was the other place? Japan, Korea, and Brazil.
Oh, Japan, Korea, Brazil. I mean, you can get Katana for one of those, maybe.
We can. So, Joe, let's take our final ad break of the evening. Listeners, we're an ad support network. We don't pick the ad volume. I'm going to do a quick 3 count to adjust your volume, and we'll be right back in 3, 2, 1. And we're back. Okay, we got small amount of news here now. No retro recap for this week as it's on hiatus from Talkville. But the great news is the Batman Part 2 script is done, Joe.
Yay!
And yeah, so thankfully, no more is this ever going to get made. Apparently, Safran's already read the script. Gunn was supposed to read it the other day. For the first time, he's waiting for it to come in, actually, while he was doing interviews. I'm excited. I think this will get the ball rolling on this. We won't see this film until 2027, but
Yeah.
again, there was a chance we might not ever see it, and who knows? This might be ported over to DCU down the line. I really don't know about that. That's the one thing, because he hasn't outright said no. He says it's not going to, but you never know what could happen, stuff like that. So
I honestly, I hope not. Like, I really hope that Reeves Batman, this Batman just stays its own little thing.
I hope so too, Joe.
But
you never know with money talks. So Green Lantern, Nathan Fillion teases Guy Gardner's dynamic with other lanterns in upcoming DCU projects. Screen Rant's own Ash Crossan recently caught up with Fillion for the Superman movie, where he also discussed his upcoming appearance in Lanterns. As Guy will be crossing paths both Hal Jordan and John Stewart, Fillion teased following about his interaction with DCU other Lanterns. Nathan, we all know, we'll see Guy Gardner in Lanterns. So what's his dynamic with the other Lanterns? Nathan Fillion, he's the same a-hole. Screen Rant, a-hole all around. And he said, yeah, he's nothing if consistently an a-hole.
Yeah, it tracks.
Yeah, that's perfect. And again, I'm excited to see him. I'm glad they're bringing it over like that, because that'll only establish his Green Lantern even more. And those kind of things will go a long way if you ever decide to get rid of the character in a big moment, because he'll be like a jerk, but a jerk that you didn't want to lose, kind of deal.
Yeah.
So, good news for Superman, Joe. It's the most anticipated movie of July from Rotten Tomatoes.
Yay!
From its basically poll. Then Jurassic World Rebirth was number 2, and then
which
Fantastic
is interesting.
4 was number 3, which was shocking to me. Not even interesting is the best word. And then 2 films below it, The Old Guard 2 and Eddington.
Another Pedro Pascal film.
Yeah. I saw a funny thing where a meme where it was Galactus showing up, and it was like, why is our world set to die? And it was like, because Galactus saw Pedro Pascal in Gladiator 2 and was like, okay, that's it. He's too much.
Yep. Yeah, he's been in too many things. Yeah. I've seen that one.
So yeah, I did quite a bit of laughing at that. Just good news, Joe. A lot of times,
that's awesome.
DC films aren't as high up on this, and this seems more organic. Flash seemed bad. Like the whole every actor in the Sun would come out tweeting how great the Flash was. It was getting a bit much. Tom
Cruise of all people.
It's like, you don't care about this
movie
film,
I've ever seen.
You don't care about this. You want to get something made by WB.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
That was annoying at that point. So DC's holding 2 early screenings for Superman in China for July 5th. So that's pretty cool. Hopefully it doesn't get like bootlegged and put out there, because that can happen at times. A fun thing, David Cornswet says he exchanged letters with Henry Cavill and Tyler Hoechlin after being cast as Superman. Both of them interestingly said in their own words, I'm not going to try to give you any tips. I think that's a very Superman thing. They just conveyed an encouragement and a sense of have fun with it.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That's awesome, Joe. I love that. I love it. I love the Superman community. Like there was a picture of all of them there. Most of them were TV ones in a Comic-Con. Even Dean Cain was there. And I was like, look at all the Superman there, and Dean Cain. Obviously, I'm kidding. Finally, James Gunn says that the action in Superman is inspired by the director, the person that's directing Huntress's series. And he said that to Kevin McCarthy. That just gives more credence to the Huntress series if we do see it.
Yeah,
I will be excited. That's an interesting thing that came out yesterday, I think, or today. So we'll see. If
I also saw. I know this wasn't in the notes, but I think it was shared in our group chat. Like the potential weekend, the potential box office.
I've seen it all over the place. Someone said 100. I've seen it 130 to 174.
That's the one I saw. Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen it in a few different ones.
That's not
That'd
terrible.
be great. That's domestic.
Yeah.
That's great.
So, like, I mean, that's
Someone showed up. I saw a quote tweet that and saying, "Oh, that's terrible. Black Adam made 180 its opening weekend." And someone replied under it, "That was worldwide, dumbass." I was like, the internet is nothing if blunt sometimes. So,
yeah, that's
and then I
good.
thought, dumbass is actually kind compared to some of the stuff that rolls around on Twitter.
Yeah,
That never
yeah,
gets rid of anymore. But Joe, this time next week we'll be coming back here to review Superman. I can't wait,
yes.
listeners. We'll be back here Friday night live, 8:30 my time, 7 p.m. Eastern time.
You had a long week, sir.
Yeah, it's been a long. I need to go edit this and then get ready. Probably watch Man of Steel again, even though I've seen it just for our patron review, and then get super hyped for Superman.
Yeah.
Listeners will be back, and as for Sandman, we will get to that after Superman, before Peacemaker. So
Yeah, because
we'll probably
Sandman
just do like 3 or 3 and 3. We'll figure out a
because I
way to
know
break it down.
6 episodes came out today. I think the rest of them come out the end of the month.
Yeah,
And then that special episode comes out next month sometime. The last episode. So like we'll get to them at some point in time.
we'll probably get to the first half.
Get to a
before
couple. We'll
Peacemaker,
watch
at
and
least before.
Yeah. We'll have them done before Peacemaker comes out, but we'll discuss off mic what we'll actually cover.
Yeah, depending on the
I think we
quality,
can
we'll
get
either
through.
either go all of them and just do the season, like the series ending review. Or
Yeah, we'll figure it out. But yeah, you guys should check it out. I mean, the first season was great, so we'll watch it and we'll let you guys know.
Unfortunate circumstances with going on with the creator and stuff, but
sure. But I'm actually kind of glad that we're just getting the second season and then we're done.
And we're also not going to throw away what the actors did from the first season.
Oh no,
there's people on the sets and all that stuff, so we're still going to check this out. As we don't condone anything Gaiman did, but we're going to check this out anyway because we really enjoyed the first season. So if you watch Sandman, be sure to check that out, and we will be talking about it. But get hyped for Superman. Go out and watch it once, twice. Bring your mother, bring your father, bring your sister, bring your brother, bring your wife, bring your kid, bring everybody. Come watch this film, make it successful, so I can see more of the DCU going forward.
2 of those are dead. One's an X.
Yes, I figured you would. Figured you would go that road with me. I wasn't specifically looking at you and talking to you. You're in defense. I was staring directly at you and talking to you. So yeah.
Anyway,
listeners, bring any loved ones that you have left. That's what you reduced me to for practicality. Yes. So we'll be back next week with our Superman review. Until then, see everyone.
Bye, y'all.